I'm Nadia Gill.
And I'm Jesse Lopez.
And welcome to Sports Break, where we are here at the 50th Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach.
You heard that right. The Grand Prix of Long Beach is celebrating 50 years at full speed. Since 1975, the Grand Prix has been an iconic event among race fans of all ages and race expertise.
Plus, the Grand Prix has grown to entertain audiences on and off the track. It's not just the racing that draws hundreds of people to Long Beach each year. There's a lifestyle expo, live entertainment, food, merch, and so much more. And since we're here, I think we should explore this special anniversary. What do you think, Jesse?
100%. There are so many aspects of the Grand Prix to love, especially its history and its impact it's had on Long Beach. For example, Nadia, did you know that in its early days, Formula One race cars roared through one of the city's busiest streets?
No, but that does sound pretty incredible.
It sure was. Let's dive into some of that history and much more of this great race. The Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach is one of the U.S.'s oldest open-wheel street races.
And for the past 50 years, it has become an integral part of both the city and its history. But did you know that in its early years, Formula One race cars ran through one of Long Beach's busiest streets?
So join us as we explore that and so much more history of the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach.
Created by motorsports enthusiast Chris Pook, the first race took place in September of 1975 as a Formula 5000 race. That day, Brian Redman claimed victory with over 46,000 fans from around the world in attendance. Fueled by the success of that inaugural race, just 6 months later, Long Beach hosted its second race, this time featuring the prestigious Formula One series. Dubbed the Monaco of the West for its laid-back, palm tree-lined scenery, the Grand Prix quickly became a fan favorite, thrilling spectators along the city's scenic shoreline. In those early days, drivers raced through the actual streets of Long Beach, roaring past thousands of fans at incredible speeds. And when I say streets, I mean the real city roads of Long Beach, most notably Ocean Boulevard. Once the drivers hit Ocean Boulevard, they'd make a sharp right onto Linden Avenue and barrel down the road. This stretch of the race became known as the Linden Leap, thanks to the fact that, on occasion, some of the cars became airborne. As thrilling as those early races were, the 1977 Grand Prix stands out as a defining moment in the event's history. And who better to tell us about that race than Mr. Grand Prix himself, Jim McCallion.
In 1977, we put on the second race in our Formula One history. The significance of 77 is that was the turning point in the history of the Grand Prix Association of Long Beach, because that race was won by a very well-known American driver, Italian-American, named Mario Andretti. Had a great duel with Jody Scheckter and Niki Lauda, came out the winner, and the famous picture of him going down Ocean Boulevard and Colin Chapman throwing his cap as he's wont to do as he crossed the finish line really cemented the impression and the future capability of the Grand Prix from that point on.
And after that legendary race, there was no turning back. The Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach was here to stay. The Grand Prix has become more than just a race. It's been an economic engine that helped transform Long Beach into an international destination. And today, it's considered one of the premier racing events in the United States.
Well, that's going to do it for our look back at 50 years of Grand Prix history here in Long Beach. Now I'm going to send it over to Nadia, who got to spend a day at the Motorsports Walk of Fame.
As part of racing history, the Grand Prix of Long Beach, the city of Long Beach and fans gather right here in downtown on Pine Avenue to celebrate some of the individuals who have made major contributions to the sport of auto racing at the one and only Motorsports Walk of Fame.
Since its start in 2006, community figures have been inducted into the Walk of Fame by local officials and Long Beach Grand Prix Association members. At the ceremony, a 22-inch bronze medallion plaque is revealed to the recipients and their family and friends. It is then permanently installed along the sidewalk between the race circuit and the Long Beach Convention Center for visitors from all over the world to admire for years to come.
Some notable inductees include Dan Gurney, Mario Andretti, Al Unser Jr., and Catherine Legg. For 2025, the Grand Prix of Long Beach is honoring 3 special recipients: Jim McCallion, Beverly O'Neill, and Scott Dixon. Jim, today's an exciting day for you. Congratulations on your medallion. How does it feel to be honored by your peers?
Well, I'm very humbled by it. You know, we started this back in 2006 to recognize true icons in the sport, and now my name's included in that, which I'm very thankful for. That was something the city and my staff put together, and I had nothing to do with that selection at all.
Well, I think you are an icon here for the Grand Prix of Long Beach. You know, because of you, we have this event for 50 years.
There's a myriad of people that helped to make this happen, from my own staff to all the volunteers, to the people in the city, to our sponsors. It's a big village that puts this together, and so far we've been doing it on a very successful basis.
We also had 2 recipients.
Yeah, one of the individuals we wanted to honor on our 50th was somebody from the political establishment, and Beverly O'Neill, former mayor here, was a prime candidate for that. She was exactly what the city needed, what the Grand Prix needed at the time when she was a 3-time mayor here. And also Scott Dixon was our racing icon and inductee. And, you know, he won here last year. He won in 2015. He's had 6 IndyCar championships. He won the Indy 500. He's a great driver, but he's also a very bright one, you know, and he always maximizes the benefits that the cars have. So it was 2 very deserving honorees.
Well, this keeps growing and growing. We're just going to have to extend it all the way out there.
Either that or go the other way.
For another 50 years.
You got it. Okay.
All right, Scott, thank you for signing my car.
No, more than welcome, more than welcome. It's very cool. It's a bit of a vintage one, right?
Yes,
Don't know what
I'm
year,
so
maybe
excited. I'm going to put it
2000s,
on my
so.
desk.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be back in Long Beach?
It's a huge honor, you know. It's it's fantastic to be back here. Obviously, for us as a team, you know, we won last year, which was huge.
You've been racing for so long. What does Long Beach, what does this area mean to you?
For me, I think it's not just about racing. You know, I think what it's really about is the city really embraces the race. You know, the city of Long Beach, the Grand Prix Association, everybody involved in what they've created. I think what is very special and unique is that we're actually celebrating 50 years of this race. But spectacular event, the atmosphere, there's something here for everybody to do, whether you're a 5-year-old, you know, little kid to you know, people wanting to enjoy the concerts and the partying and all that atmosphere as well. So I just love coming here. It's a huge race, a fantastic race, and one that everyone wants to win.
And you're going to be here forever.
I know,
Right
it's
here.
very, very cool. Look at that, it's so exciting.
Congratulations to all the recipients of the 2025 Motorsports Walk of Fame. All of this excitement is getting me pumped for all the racing fun. In fact, a day before the track opens, the public is invited to Thunder Thursday right behind me at the Pike Outlets for some free entertainment, demos, autographs, car displays, and more. Let's check out all the excitement.
The Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach brought the excitement with the return of Thunder Thursday on April 10th, 2025. Hosted by Visit Long Beach, visitors kicked off the racing weekend with motorsport activities right outside the Pike Outlets. Thunder Thursday delivered an action-packed night alongside the celebration of the Grand Prix's 50th anniversary. Each year, racegoers enjoy a free, family-friendly evening of impressive car displays, a one-of-a-kind classic car show, NTT IndyCar Series pit stop competition, freestyle MX motocross demonstration, autograph signings, vendors, live entertainment, and so much more. This is the only event before the Grand Prix of Long Beach where you can get up close and inside some legendary race cars. Thunder Thursday is always a great time for residents and visitors of all ages to get in the Grand Prix spirit.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Thunder Thursday is always a great time. It's also the perfect way to get the 200-mile-per-hour party started. Now let's check with Jesse for more racing history.
When you think of the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach, you think roaring engines, iconic drivers, and of course, racing on the streets of Long Beach.
But did you know that for over 40 years, there was one race that brought the stars to Long Beach? Let's dive into the history of the Grand Prix Pro Celebrity Race. Beginning in 1977, the Pro Celebrity Race quickly became one of the most beloved and unpredictable events during the Grand Prix weekend. Celebrities from all across the entertainment world took the wheel in race cars, hitting the same track as the professional drivers. Of course, not all the celebrity drivers were the next Mario Andretti, but that was the charm of the race. Where else could you watch Star Wars creator George Lucas race alongside the Girls Next Door star Kendra Wilkinson, reaching speeds of over 100 miles per hour? Over the years, the race featured big names like Keanu Reeves, Cameron Diaz, Jay Leno, Jason Bateman, Brian Austin Green, and Jason Priestley. To make things even more exciting, professional drivers were introduced to the race alongside the celebrities. Of course, so as not to outshine the stars, the pro drivers typically started the race behind the celebrities. Past winners of the celebrity race included stars like Frankie Muniz and Gene Hackman. Notably, Adam Carolla and Alfonso Ribeiro each became multi-time champions, winning even as pro drivers, which meant starting the race with a 30-second handicap behind the celebrities. The celebrity race wasn't just about fun and excitement. It had a meaningful purpose behind every race: raising money for charity. Beginning in 1991, the event raised millions for Racing for Kids, a national program that supports children's hospitals in Long Beach and in Orange County. Sadly, the final pro celebrity race was held in 2016, marking the end of an era for one of the Grand Prix' most beloved and entertaining traditions.
Well, that was a lot of fun cruising down memory pit lane for the Pro Celebrity Race. But now I'm going to hand it over to Nadia, who got a chance to check out these historic cars at a legendary institution here in Southern California, the Peterson Auto Museum.
For over 50 years, the Grand Prix of Long Beach has been entertaining racegoers with some of the fastest cars ever created. And now cars from the 3 eras of the Long Beach Grand Prix are going to be racing in a very special historic Formula exhibition on the streets of Long Beach. But before the race starts, these cars are hosted at one of Southern California's most prestigious car institution, the Peterson Automotive Museum.
The Peterson Automotive Museum, founded in 1994, houses one of the world's largest automobile collections that range from classic muscle cars to famous movie vehicles from the silver screen. And now, the museum is welcoming 5 race cars to the storied history of the Grand Prix of Long Beach. Representing the Formula 5000 era is the 1974 Dan Gurney All-American Racers Eagle 755, winner of the 1975 Long Beach pole position with Vern Chupin at the wheel, which was also the first car ever to turn a wheel on the streets of Long Beach. Representing the Grand Prix Formula 1 era are 2 cars, the 1976 March 761 and the 1980 McLaren M30. The IndyCar era was represented by the 1981 All-American Racers Eagle 8100 and the 1999 Reynard, driven that season by Brian Herta and currently owned by Eric Joyner. Here to tell us more about the Peterson Museum is Michael, one of the curators of this amazing exhibit.
So we're not at the Grand Prix of Long Beach,
No, we are not.
Tell us about the exhibit.
So we're here, we have a collection of 5 cars in our lobby to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Grand Prix of Long Beach. So behind me, this blue one here is a Formula 5000 car, which was a short-lived but popular open-wheel series that tried to replicate the success of Formula 1 using American power plants and being kind of lower cost for teams. So that only raced in 1975, the very first year that the series raced in Long Beach. And then the following year, the race transitioned to being a Formula One event. So we have 2 cars here representing that era, which ran until 1983. And since then, it's raced in, it's been a part of the IndyCar calendar.
Are there any fun stories about these cars or anything that you've learned in your research? Or
Yeah, there's some fantastic, incredible, legendary drivers that have driven these. That Formula 5000 behind me was driven by James Hunt, Vern Chupon, Bobby Unser. We've got a 1980 McLaren over here to my right that was driven by Alain Prost, driver known as the Professor, who's one of the most revered drivers of the 1980s and 90s. Yeah, just some really storied racing cars here.
this is just the entrance to the museum, but it's not just this, right?
No, there's 4 floors and about 400 cars in the building, from the top 3 floors, which are our curated exhibits ranging from modern concept cars, hypercars, motorsports history, an exhibit on Ken Block at the moment, down into our vault, which is where the Peterson's own collection is housed, another 200 cars that are a bit more disparate and covering the entirety of automotive history from the late 1800s up to now. Lowriders in the gallery over there.
Lowriders? Did you say lowriders? Because those are my favorite cars.
And so how long are these historic vehicles going to be here, and what's going to happen?
These 5 cars will be on display until the 8th, but that's because they will be leaving just in time to make it to the event from the 11th to the 13th of April, because they can be seen on track at the historic exhibition as part of the Long Beach Grand Prix weekend.
So Michael, where can people check out the Peterson?
The Peterson is on Miracle Mile in Los Angeles, the intersection of Wilshire and Fairfax. It's hard to miss. It's the big silver and red building covered in ribbons.
All right, there you guys have it. We're at the Peterson, and now we're gonna go back to Jesse.
Nadia, how was the Peterson Automotive Museum?
Oh my gosh, it was such a great experience. I can't wait to see the cars back on the track and race against each other. How about you? How much fun are you having?
Oh my God, I'm having so much fun. There are just so many things to do here, even if you're not an automotive aficionado.
Speaking of 50 years, what a better way to celebrate this momentous anniversary than by finding out the 50 best things here at the Grand Prix.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to sneak into the Lifestyle Expo of the Grand Prix and explore what's inside. Hopefully plenty of free samples.
What kind of samples?
Samples of everything.
All right, well, I can't wait to see what you bring back. How about we meet up later on?
Sounds good. I'll see you then. Okay, Long Beach, now it's time for one of my favorite things to do at the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach, the Expo Center. Let's go. Okay, here we go. This is what working all about.
Once again, this year's Grand Prix Expo was so much fun to attend. Here's to another 50 years of racing on the streets of Long Beach.
I'm back outside to find out the 50 best things of the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. Yes, 50. Let's go.
The fast cars.
The sound of the cars driving by. The fans. Meeting racing legends. The Motorsports Walk of Fame ceremony. Signed autographs. The creative outfits.
The yearly poster.
Up close behind the scenes.
The pit crew. Thunder Thursday.
The food.
The exclusive merch.
The Lifestyle Expo. All of the booths.
The giveaways.
Partners like the Port of Long Beach.
The DJ. All of the dancing. The live entertainment.
Committee of 300 volunteers!
The Long Beach Fire Department.
Don't forget the best race views in Long Beach. New generations of fans.
The Need for Speed.
The Indy Car Series. The GT races. The Super Drift races.
The suspense.
The powerful super trucks. The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship Race. The historic Formula exhibition for the 50th anniversary. The famous Dolphin Fountain. The quick hairpin turn. Of course, the track.
The beautiful Long Beach weather.
Quality time with friends and family.
The impressive Mother's Exotic Car Display. The Grand Marshals.
Selfies with famous cars.
The car displays. The checkered flag.
The pit stop.
50 years of history.
Making new friends.
The winner. The celebration. The trophy. And finally,
The Grand Prix Long Beach memories. That's 50 best things, but I'm sure there's plenty more. The real question is, what's your favorite part of the Grand Prix? Hey, Jesse.
Oh, hey, Nadia.
Hey, where's the free samples?
I ate them all. Well, that's all the time we have for this year's coverage of the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. Nadia, what did you think this year?
I thought it was fantastic like always, but this year was extra special as we celebrated the 50th anniversary. After so many years, it's still going stronger than ever.
It sure is. There was definitely a different spirit to this year's Grand Prix. The sights, the sounds, the smell of the food, and the rubber hitting the road and all that too.
Well, I definitely had a good time, but that does it for us. Thanks for watching Sports Break from the Grand Prix of Long Beach. Until next time.
We'll see you at
See
the
you,
races.